everyone, Misilla here, going live right now. It is noon here in the Pacific Northwest, Zone 8B. So I'm just logging onto the computer here so I can read the chat. Let's see here. So today we're going to be winter sowing some seeds. Oh goodness. Let's see here. There we go. All right. All right, guys. So how's everyone doing today? Let's see here. Okay, got the chat set up. So if you guys missed this live stream, it'll be on my YouTube channel, so you can go back and watch it. So, and there's someone there. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for joining me today. So I got this all set up here. So as you can see in the title, it is titled Winter Sowing. So what I'll be doing is we're going to be sowing some seeds in plastic food containers or milk jugs, juice containers that are, that are clear or transparent. So pretty much what these are going to be like miniature greenhouses. And when you're winter sowing, you're pretty much going to be leaving these outside, and the seeds will germinate when the soil is warm enough. So when the temperatures start to get warm, and once they germinate, you just leave them outdoors, let them grow in these containers. These containers are big enough to sustain them for about a month after they germinate, and you can go ahead and transplant them in your garden directly without having to harden them. So usually when you start your seeds indoors, you'd have to harden them outdoors slowly within a week, slowly each day before you get them or transplant them in the garden completely or altogether. So I can't talk today. Okay, hi there, someone else joined in. Thanks for joining me today. So again, the topic today is winter sowing, and you can use milk jugs, juice containers. So again, any plastic container that are transparent, they're going to be like little miniature greenhouses. And so what I usually do is I cut around the container, right? Almost to the top, not quite, maybe 3/4 of the container, and you cut around, but you'll leave the back side on. So you don't want to cut it off completely. So that way you can flip it open and close it. So that way you can put the soil in there, put the seeds, and then close it back up. Then tape it up here, so that way the little critters like squirrels don't dig up your seeds during the time that they're outside. I have a lot of problem with squirrels digging up seeds every time I direct sow, so that way I'll protect from the critters. So anyways, also you want to seal it and close it so that way the lid stays or the top stays on, so that way it kind of keeps it somewhat warmer inside the little or the miniature greenhouses. Okay, so I think there's more people joining us. Let me refresh this real quick. Welcome, thanks for joining me, guys. So let me go ahead and show you what I'll be doing. So forgot to mention, so as soon as you find your plastic containers or milk jugs, you want to make sure you also put some holes in the bottom. So I cut off some holes in the bottom here, are little slits, and again cut part of the top just like so, maybe 3/4 of the way, and leave the back side on. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put some seed starter mix in this bucket. Move this so you can see what I'm doing. So I've got an organic seed starter mix. Now you don't want to use soil from your garden. Excuse me. Seeds are susceptible to diseases, so you want to use an organic potting mix, a store-bought one, to give your seeds a good start. And I always usually put a little bit of worm casting. So I've got about maybe 3/4 of seed starter mix. So I'm going to put about maybe half a cup of worm castings. So worm castings will give the soil beneficial microbes, fungi. It also has a slow release form of nitrogen, so you can feed your plants for the short duration that they're in the containers. So we're going to dampen the soil. Mix that in. So when you moisten your soil, you want it moist, but you don't want it dripping. So I'll show you. I'm going to grab a handful. So you just want to pre-moisten it a little bit. So So this is the same thing you would do when you're starting your seeds indoors. Oh, Barbara's allotment. Hi there. Hi, Trap Bistro. Thanks for joining. Glad you guys made it. Yes, the worm castings are the secret ingredient. I've been using worm castings since 2012, and I've been raising my own red regular worms since then, although I don't have enough worm castings to go around the garden. So my alternative is using this brand. It's Vermistera worm castings. Excellent worm castings. I've used 2 other brands besides that, and I've been very pleased with this one. Really good quality. They age their worm castings for about 7 to 10 years, so it's very pure. Okay, so I think that's, maybe I'll add a little bit more water. There we go. Let's see here. So yeah, Trap Bistro about the worm castings. Oops, hold on a second. It's almost like well, it's have 50% humus, so it's similar to like the soil that you would find in a forest. So it's full of beneficial microbes, fungi. It's just full of all those beneficial microorganisms. And to start off your plants healthy, to give them a good start, that's what the soil needs. So it always starts with healthy soil, right? Oh goodness, what happened to? Okay, that's weird. There was a Rogue Gardener, oh my gosh, thank you so much for joining. Glad that you made it today. Good to see you. Okay, this is good. So I'm gonna grab a handful so I can show you how your potting mix should look like after you pre-moisten it. So you can squeeze it, but there's no water dripping out. And it kind of molds together, but it's not soaking. So that's how you want your soil to be, okay? So we're going to go ahead and scoop some into our container. Rebel Lion. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And thank you so much for joining us today. Glad that you made it as well. Let's see, what's up? Oh, nature. You know, with nature, I'm really big on being in touch with Mother Nature because it's part of us. And for some reason, when I'm out there, I don't know, it makes me feel better. It's almost like a therapy, like especially when you're gardening and touching the dirt or soil, there's actually beneficial microbes in there that are good for us. So it's healthy for us to have a balance with nature, right? And I think it's important to instill the same lessons to our kids, right? Especially, oops, oh my God, I'm spilling. Okay, so I've got, so anyways, if you missed the beginning, guys, we are winter sowing today, and you can use any transparent plastic jug, milk jugs, even if they're kind of white, you can, the light still goes in there, juice containers, even food containers or produce containers that are tall enough. You can use those to winter sow your vegetable seeds or herb or flower seeds outdoors. So this will be going outside, and when you're winter sowing, again, the seeds will germinate as the weather warms, and you can leave them in these containers until they grow out of the containers, and you can directly transplant them in your garden. So there's no need to harden your seedlings when you're winter sowing because they're already acclimated to the outdoor elements. So I've got my container about, I think, 2/3 full. So let's put this aside right here. So what I'll be doing is I've got some Roma tomatoes and Serrano chili. So I'll go ahead and sow some Roma tomatoes. And oh, hold on a second, get some tape. So once you got your soil in there, the seeds are going to be going in there. And the seed depth is depending on how wide the seeds are or their thickness. So tomato seeds are fairly small. I think they're probably like 1/16, I could be wrong, of an inch. So you only need to bury them about 1/4 of an inch of soil. So, but if you have a bigger seed like a bean seed, then you bury them about 1 inch. So that's about 2 to 3 times the width of the seed. That's how deep you should be sowing your seeds. So you don't want to sow the tomato seeds deeper than that because you want them to germinate and not be suffocated under a lot of soil. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just sprinkle a few Roma tomato seeds. So I want to grow enough tomatoes. We love tomatoes. And I also like to dehydrate them, or sun dry or oven dry tomatoes are really, really good. So that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some soil on top of the seeds. So again, burying them about 1/4 inch deep, okay? And there's no need to water because I already dampened the soil. Okay, so next, oh, you know what, one more thing. Make sure to have labels. So you can use popsicle sticks, or if you have a solid color tape. Oh gosh, what kind of tape is this? Not masking tape. You can use masking tape too, but duct tape is better because it's more waterproof. So if you have a solid color, you can label this with the seed that you're growing inside. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this inside so I know what I'm growing in this container. Nikki, hello, and Food Forest, Permaculture, hello. Welcome, guys. Nikki, I haven't gotten it yet, so I don't think it arrived yet. I'm so excited to get the goji berry. Thank you so much. Our cute crafts. Oh, you made it. Thank you so much. Welcome. Okay, so glad you guys made it. So to recap, I am Winter Sowing, and again, you can watch the video later in my channel. It will be uploaded in there if you missed the beginning. So we're pretty much planting some seeds in these transparent containers, and we're going to be leaving them outdoors, and eventually they will sprout or germinate once the weather gets warm enough. Okay, so back to that. So my label's in there. And I'll go ahead and tape it shut. Just like so. Oops. And you just leave it, find a place in your garden somewhere where it gets light, and you leave it out there. And the little hole on top will let the rain come in or moisture come in to keep the moisture inside. Hi Lily Billu, how are you? Thanks for joining. Good to see you as well. So again, we're winter sowing, so this is how your containers might look like. Unless you're using milk jugs, you can use milk jugs as well. Those are bigger, so you have a lot more space in the milk jugs. And that's it, you just put them outside like that. And eventually your seeds will germinate. When they outgrow the little containers, you can transplant them in your garden directly or in another container if you're container gardening. And eventually they'll catch up with the other plants. And you know what, one thing about winter sowing is it might look like they won't grow as quick as the ones that you're growing indoors, but they will catch up eventually. When I winter sowed a couple of years ago, my winter sowed vegetables or tomatoes actually produced pretty much as the ones that were started indoors. So the one thing great about winter sowing is that it saves a step without having to harden them. And remember, when you're hardening your seedlings from growing indoors, it takes about a week or so to acclimate them slowly outside. So it saves that extra step. So I think it's pretty neat. And also wanted to mention that I got this idea from the juicing gardener. Her name is Cheryl Mann. And if you like to check out her channel, she's got a lot of videos on winter sowing and her success with it. So really great channel, and you can learn a lot from her. So again, that's the juicing gardener, and her name is Cheryl. So thank you, Cheryl. So that's it. So that's what we're doing with the winter sowing. So I'll go ahead and do another one because I know some of you guys missed it. So I have another container right here. So we'll go ahead and fill up with soil. And I'm going to be planting Serrano chili in here. Let's see. Large cost over my tenders in the early spring. Okay, good. Well, Food Forest, yes. The glass container, that's enough. You know what? I'm glad that you mentioned that. I was actually going to talk about that. It's almost like placing a cloche, like a dome-shaped container, directly on your seedlings in the garden to protect them from the cold or the wind and stuff like that. So if you want to direct sow, but winter sow, you can actually do that in your garden, direct sow the seeds and cover it with a container just like this to protect it. And you can remove it once the weather is warm enough and there's no more frost and stuff like that. But you can do it that way as well. So yeah, that's a great idea. It's like a hoop house kind of thing. You're protecting your, yes, okay, like you're protecting your little plants until the weather gets warm enough. Oh, that looks like I'm low on potting mix here. So I'm just going to try and do another one. That way the other folks that missed the beginning can see what we did earlier. So let me just put a little bit more seed starter mix, guys. So we'll dampen the soil here. Okay, that's good. So any questions, guys? Or have any of you guys tried this before? And how did it work out for you? Let me know. So this is actually my 3rd year winter sowing now, and I do like it. So I've had great results from it. Potting soil. Lily Lebeau, sorry, Lebeau. Direxo, food forest permaculture, yes, it's actually, yep, it's really good, really great. So you can use another, if you don't want to use a seed starter mix, you can use an organic potting mix. Just make sure you don't use the soil from the garden. So you want to use, that's something that's bagged and I guess sanitary, because you don't want to expose your seeds to fungi and diseases. So yeah, so as long as it's a store-bought potting mix, it should be okay. And I've used potting soil before. So I don't have any potting soil right now, ran out. So I have a lot of seed starter mix laying around the house. So that's what I'm using today. So just make sure, yeah, you use a store-bought potting mix. Steven, you made it. Thank you so much. Coconut coir is excellent. Actually, this one has a little bit of coconut coir in it. And I like using coconut coir as well. There's the ones that are really finely, oops, oh my gosh, broken down. And they work well for microgreens as well. And I think they even sell coconut coir mats for microgreens. So a lot of uses for coconut coir. And I'm actually growing some potatoes in it as well. And the potatoes it makes it easier to harvest the potatoes because it's loamy and loose and it doesn't get as messy. And the potatoes grew really well in coconut coir. So Steven, if you missed out earlier, I'm doing another bottle here. We are winter sowing. This is the first one that we did. So I filled up my container here, clear container with holes in the bottom. And I cut off the lid all the way around except left the back side on. So you can open and close it. And I'm planting or sowing some serrano chili pepper seeds. Let's see. Let me scroll down here so I can see what you're saying. Okay. So some peppers here. And again, seed depth is about 2 to 3 times the width or the thickness of your seeds. So pepper seeds are fairly small, like tomatoes, so I'm going to bury them about 1/4 of an inch deep, and that's it. So there's no need to water your bottles or the soil. You just close this and make sure you put your label inside using a little popsicle stick. Or if you want, you can write the name of your plant on your tape that you're using to close it. Go like this. And that's it. And the little holes will allow the rain and moisture to get in there, so it keeps it nice and moist inside, and the excess water will drain through the bottom. And just put it right out in your garden, somewhere where it receives some light. And again, when the weather warms, your little seeds will sprout, and as soon as they're about to outgrow their containers, you can directly plant them in your garden without having to harden them like you would with indoor transplants. So that's it, guys. So let me know if you have any questions, and would like to know if you guys have tried it or giving it a try for the first time. So just making sure I didn't miss any questions. So let me know if you guys have any questions before I log off. So, and again, you can winter sow any vegetables, plants, or flowers or herbs in these containers or milk jugs. So it doesn't have to be tomatoes. This is a good. Yes, Jean. Homeschooling Mama 4. Yes, these are excellent for tomatoes. Like I mentioned earlier, you can use this for warm, or I don't know if I mentioned, but I usually do this for the warm loving plants. So tomatoes, eggplants, peppers that I normally would start indoors because we have such a short growing season here. And so this eliminates to having to harden them before I put them outside. If I plant them indoors, so I'm direct sowing outside, and as the weather gets warm again, like I mentioned earlier, they will germinate, and you can eventually transplant them in your gardens or containers outside, and that's it. You don't have to harden them. Okay, let's see here. Any more questions? So yes, Jean, good for tomato seeds, pepper seeds, eggplants, or even squash. You can pretty much winter sow any plants. I think Cheryl from the Juicing Gardener, I think she winter sows just about anything. So definitely do the tomato. Let's see. Oh, you're welcome, Jean. Thank you so much for watching. So I hope that you guys find this helpful. So any more questions, guys, before I log off? I just want to make sure that if you have any questions, I can answer them right now before I get going. Thank you, Rebel Lion. You as well. Thanks everyone for joining me. I hope that you guys have a great weekend, and keep me posted if you guys decide to winter sow. We'd like to hear from you guys. And again, I will do an update of our winter sowed fruits or vegetables, and I will show you that. So just to give you an idea how they're doing. Royal Gardener, oh, you're welcome. You as well. Thank you so much for joining, and I'm glad that you made it today. I appreciate your support, guys, for watching and tuning in. So I'm gonna get moving, guys, and again, let me know if you're going to give this a try, and I will see you next Saturday. So I'll be doing live streaming every Saturdays at 12 noon Pacific time. I'm not sure what topic is going to be next Saturday, but I will let you know, give you a heads up. And if you have any suggestions on any topics, let me know. Leave a comment below in the description box of the video, or the comment section if there's a topic that you'd like me to bring up next weekend. That would be great as well. Oh, thank you, Bob. Good to see you. Glad that you made it. I'm just about to log off, so I will see you guys next Saturday. And again, if there's any idea or topic you'd like me to cover next Saturday, leave a comment below and let me know, okay? And I'll see what I can do, and we will see you then. So have a wonderful weekend, guys. Nikki, thanks. Oh, you're welcome, Nikki. Did you get them already? I think she shipped the garden kit already, so congratulations. I'm glad that you won that. I think you and Gilbert were the winners last weekend for the kids garden toolkit. So cute. I use it sometimes in my indoor garden. Yeah, and the tools are very durable. Okay, so I think that's it. I'm going to be logging off, guys, okay? Oh, your neighbors are using it. Awesome. That's so nice of you. I'm glad that you're sharing it with them. Monica. Oh, good topic, Monica. Yes, I can do one on worm bin, or making your own worm bin. Is that what you meant? I can absolutely do that for you guys. I moved my worms into my, I think it's 38-gallon compost tumbler because I didn't have enough. Hi, Carl. Thank you so much. You as well. Thank you so much for joining. So, Monica, that's a great topic. So I will put that on the list, okay, and see what I can do. See if I have everything set up and ready to go. Then I can definitely do that. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna get going. Thanks again for joining. I will see you next Saturday, noon Pacific time. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys, and stay warm and happy gardening. Okay, bye, guys.